this is crazy.
Yeah.
This guy's 40 years old and still can crack and still as fast as lightning.
He's still got speed that kind of compares to the average or above average speed that's out there today.
Joe Rogan recently reacted to new training footage of Manny Pacquiao at age 46, calling it unbelievable. He expressed amazement at how, despite nearing 50, Pacquiao still hits with power and moves like a much younger fighter. Rogan noted that Pacquiao's speed, sharpness, and strength have barely diminished. He described Pacquiao as terrifying in the ring, comparing his form to that of an elite professional heavyweight. According to Rogan, Pacquiao remains humble, focused, and disciplined, proving his worth in the ring without relying on hype or trash talk. Even at 46, he's still a dangerous and highly respected competitor.
Not normal, but he's still like a professional heavyweight boxer. He's still terrifying.
Pacquiao's recent training clip has reignited conversation among fans and analysts. The brief footage shows him striking pads with impressive precision and quick combinations, echoing the elusive footwork and explosive rhythm that defined his prime. At 46, there's still a spark in his movements, a glimpse of the legendary style that once dominated boxing's biggest stages.
He's an interesting guy, man, because he's so friendly.
Right.
You know, like Pat, even like when people are trash talking, he's like smiling, and then he gets in that ring.
Kick your ass later.
Different fucking dude.
Right.
Once he steps through that roast, like there's a whole different set of rules he's flying with.
Like, Keith Thurman talking about you gonna crucify him and stuff like that, and he just like,
don't say that. Yeah.
And got crucified.
Yeah, but he's super
I wish you the best
too.
Good luck in that fight.
Good luck.
Joe Rogan has long admired Manny Pacquiao's extraordinary boxing journey. He often highlights Pacquiao's historic achievement of winning world titles in 8 different weight divisions, a feat unmatched in boxing. Rogan is especially impressed by Pacquiao's agility and power for his size, once comparing his legs to tanks for their sheer strength and endurance. This rare blend of speed and power made Pacquiao a relentless force across multiple divisions. Rogan has also speculated on how thrilling a Pacquiao versus Mayweather fight could have been had it taken place when both fighters were in their prime. He believes such a matchup would have captivated the internet and shattered viewership records. Rogan's reflections not only praise Pacquiao's skills, but underscore the cultural impact of his career, seeing him as more than a boxer, but a global icon whose influence extends beyond the sport.
Greatest boxer maybe in my generation, Manny Pacquiao, man.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Destroyer.
Manny Pacquiao. He
Fucking just
won world titles in 8 different weight classes. Who the fuck does that?
And the way he did it, like
Yeah.
that I'm a huge fan of Cotto. I love this school, and the way that he beat Cotto, I didn't think nobody could ever do that to him. And it was just like, bro, what the fuck?
Well, his legs, Manny's legs are like tree trunks.
Yeah, and the
It's
hand
crazy.
speed, the power,
speed, everything.
I just always wish that the Mayweather Pacquiao fight would have took place many years before than when it did. You know.
Well, it also took place when Manny went into the fight with a fucked up shoulder. I mean, he knew his shoulder was fucked before that fight and just wanted that money and just let's see what happens.
Combat analyst Ryan Campbell shared thoughtful insights on Pacquiao's return at 46, especially facing a younger, stronger opponent like Mario Barrios. Drawing parallels to George Foreman's late career comeback, Campbell noted that age isn't always the defining factor. Boxing history, he says, has proven that veteran fighters can sometimes deliver one final, remarkable performance.
Some great fights never take place, or they take place too late, like Floyd Mayweather and Manny Pacquiao. They fought too late. I mean, if that fight could have been arranged by Riyadh Season, they probably would have caught them both in their prime, and it would have been chaos.
yeah, Manny was done before that ever
Yeah,
started.
and he also had a blown shoulder going into the fight.
Yeah.
He needed shoulder surgery before the fight even started.
Campbell also assessed Pacquiao's current physical abilities. While no longer at his peak, Pacquiao's hand speed and footwork remain above average, still posing a threat to many in the welterweight division. However, opinions remain divided. Some fans believe his ring IQ and instincts will carry him to a strong performance, while others recall his last fight 5 years ago, which fell short of expectations. This mix of optimism and doubt reflects the uncertainty surrounding his return.
Only 8-division world champion. He'll be inducted into the International Boxing Hall of Fame next month. And then in July, BC is going to come out of retirement. Why now?
By the way, between those 2 dates, I believe he has an election coming up for a Senate position in the Philippines. So we always know that Manny is a busy man. He gets after it. He also dares to be great. And this is wild news. Look, in the boxing underground rumor mill, this had been floating around for a couple months. We just didn't know if it was going to be for real. Was Manny really going to commit to not just coming back after 4 years away, after just one fight in the last 6 years, at age 46, but to come back directly into a title fight against a young, in his prime, active champion, Mario Barrios? It's interesting theater, to say the least. It's a pay-per-view main event, reportedly for July 19th. And we know Manny Pacquiao has always brought big business, but now he's going to bring it in more of the late career George Foreman type of way to etch himself into that record book even further. Can Manny do it? I mean, look, the odds are certainly against him, but there's one thing about certain legends in this game. Think Bernard Hopkins, who fought into a very late age. Some of them, as long as they can physically get themselves into that ring, sometimes they can reproduce magic for one night. So it's a romantic situation. I got cats walking around.
Yep.
People are excited to see the Pac-Man back. You just got to kind of figure out, is this for real? Is he going to be for real? Or are we going to send him into a physical, violent retirement?
Speculation suggests that the Barrios fight may be just the first step in a larger comeback. Rumors hint that a win could set up a blockbuster bout against Gervonta Tank Davis. Many believe Barrios was chosen strategically as a beatable opponent meant to rebuild momentum and hype. This kind of matchmaking is common in boxing comebacks, where initial fights test both readiness and market appeal.
Manny Pacquiao against Mario Barrios fight is signed, done for July of 2025. Pacquiao is 46 years old. We haven't seen him in the ring in years. Are you cool with Pacquiao against Mario Barrios?
If I was cool with Manny Pacquiao coming back and fighting Keith Thurman, I'm definitely going to be cool with this one. Barrios is not a puncher. Thurman was a one of the biggest punchers in boxing. I think he's going to be just fine.
If Pacquiao wants to come back as a Hall of Famer and fight one more time, whatever. He didn't look good against Yordenis Ugas, and that was 5 years ago. We've seen him in these exhibitions looking fleshy, to say the least. It's meaningless because if Barrios wins, he's never going to fight a Boots Ennis. If Pacquiao wins, he's not going to fight anybody ever again. So I'm kind of indifferent to the whole thing.
One of the most compelling aspects of Pacquiao's comeback is his pursuit of the WBC welterweight title of the same organization. That gave him his first major championship. This storyline adds a poetic element to the comeback, a chance to reclaim the belt that helped launch his legacy, making the fight more meaningful than just another bout.
So basically, your interpretation is that the boxing public is upset because they believe Pacquiao's going to beat Barrios, which is going to lead to a Tank Pacquiao fight?
Yes, look around. Look in the Discord. That's what everybody, Pac and Tank, that's being set up.
Oh,
Tank
so,
and Pac.
okay, so they saying Barrios is the setup for Tank and Pac. I didn't see that, but your argument makes sense. If he beats Barrios, there's nothing wrong with him fighting Tank. But the issue is he don't deserve the Barrios fight off of 3 years off and a loss to Ugas.
And that's Crimea River, man. That's what boxing is. But longer deserve a Canelo fight.
Gervonta Tank Davis has a 6 to 7 fight deal with the PBC and Amazon for $200 million. That's like $30 million a fight. All right. He also has a fight date for November. El Rayo team has said they're not fighting this year. So he's not the guy. So the question is, who is the guy who is willing to fight Tank by November and could build the fight into a fight worth $30 million? Y'all must be out y'all minds if y'all think that Manny Pacquiao versus Gervonta Tank Davis isn't a huge fight. That'll probably be his biggest fight ever. Y'all know that's a big fight because the boxing fan today, they know Tyson, Manny Pacquiao, Floyd Mayweather, Canelo Alvarez. That's who they know.
Despite Pacquiao's age and time away from the sport, Many believe he still has the tools to defeat Barrios. His legendary resume, including victories over top-tier opponents, supports the idea that he remains a dangerous contender. A win would not only strengthen his legacy, but silence critics who question whether he still belongs at the elite level.
Boxing Doctor News told Onto Your Gloves, boxing fans, the rumors are true. Manny Pacquiao is stepping back into the ring. At 46 years old, the Filipino legend is taking on WBC welterweight champ Mario Barrios this July. But here's the kicker. Pacquiao's first world title was as a flyweight, and now he wants to retire as the WBC welterweight champ. Talk about a career comeback, but can the Pac-Man turn back time? He hasn't been in top form lately, while Barrios is coming off a tough draw. Will Pacquiao's experience triumph over youth, or is this one fight too far? Either way, July is shaping up to be an explosive month for boxing. Pacquiao's rolling the dice one last time. Will he make history as the oldest welterweight champ ever? Get ready for a showdown that'll have you on the edge of your seat.
Mario Barrios is no pushover. While analysts acknowledge Pacquiao's greatness, they also credit Barrios as a serious and motivated challenger. Pacquiao is seen as a special athlete, disciplined, clean living, and mentally strong. Like George Foreman before him, Pacquiao's lifestyle may support a late career resurgence. Barrios' coach has said they're preparing as though Pacquiao were still in his prime, showing deep respect for the former champion. Barrios himself is known for embracing
Manny Pacquiao to do something, any fighter to do incredible stuff, I will bet that Manny Pacquiao be the guy, and that's why he's one of the GOATs to the sport of boxing, or probably the GOAT, arguably. All right, Manny Pacquiao could beat Mario Barrios. Now, Mario Barrios is good. I'm not saying that. I'm not trying to, devalue Mario Barrios, but Manny Pacquiao is just a special fighter, special human being, a freak of nature. All right. I do, and like I said in the beginning, if these guys could do it, I believe that Manny Pacquiao could do it. He lives a wholesome life. He lives a sober life. He doesn't party around and stuff like that unless he's with the wife. He's a family man. He's a God-fearing man. And look, just like George Foreman was a God-fearing man who was living a clean life and stuff like that.
Pacquiao's advisor, Sean Gibbons, revealed that choosing Barrios was a deliberate decision. Barrios holds the WBC title, making the fight a symbolic full-circle moment for Pacquiao. Reclaiming the WBC belt would serve as a fitting final chapter to one of the sport's most remarkable careers.
They presented us, with this opportunity, and he said, you know what, I'll bite down for it one more time. And then from there, obviously we had a tough loss, but it was a competitive fight. And his first fight at 147 pounds, he goes on and takes on Keith Thurman. No tune-ups, no getting used to the thing. Goes at that point is about as good as you can get in the division, and took on that. So he takes on all comers, all challenges. His first world title against Petirov, the Russian, is about as tough as you could have done at the time. And so I think he's earned the right now to be in the biggest, best possible fights. And now it's going to be up to Al Heyman and Louis DeCubas Jr. on what they see is best and fit for his career, whether that's, Pacquiao, Spence, if that's a unification with Boots Ennis. That'll be up to them. But I do know one thing about Mario Barrios.
Pacquiao's career achievements are virtually unmatched. He's won 12 major world titles and held lineal championships in 4 different weight classes. From flyweight to super lightweight, he's the only boxer in history to win world titles. Across for decades, his 25 pay-per-view events have generated over $1.2 billion in revenue, a testament to his sustained star power and influence.
Philippine boxing legend Manny Pacquiao leads ESPN's list of top 25 Asian athletes of the 21st century. The 8th Division World Boxing Champ bested the likes of Chinese basketball icon Yao Ming and Japanese baseball superstar Ichiro Suzuki, who finished 2nd and 3rd respectively. Completing the top 5 are Korean football star Song Hong-min and Japanese-American Naomi Osaka. Also making the list, the Philippines' first ever Olympic gold medal winner, weightlifter Heidelin Diaz, and the PBA's 7-time PBA MVP, Junmar Fajardo.
In 2021, Pacquiao announced his retirement from boxing to focus on politics. Running for president of the Philippines in 2022, though unsuccessful, he continued serving in the public sphere and remained active in philanthropy. His return to boxing came as a surprise, especially after several years of inactivity, and it sent shockwaves through the sport.
2015. Remember that one. Pacquiao is now planning to run for president in his native Philippines this upcoming May. But Shannon, how will you remember Manny as a boxer?
Historically great fighter.
Good for you.
The only fighter to win 8 world titles. I mean, Skip, he started out boxing, he was 106 pounds, won a title at, I think, 112, and went all the way up to
108 first.
Went all the way up to 154.
It's impossible. It's just...
I don't believe, I feel very comfortable and said, I don't believe we'll ever see that again, Skip.
We'll never see it again.
And it wasn't like he was fighting bums. When you go back and look at Marco Antonio Barrera and Eric Morales and Oscar Larios and De La Hoya and Hatton and Cotto, Margarita Mosley, Timothy Bradley, Mayweather, Skip. I mean, what do you got to say? He was a champion in 4 different decades.
Yep.
Fighter of the year. First ballot Hall of Fame. He's great. He fought everybody. Whenever.
Manny Pacquiao's professional record currently stands at 62 wins, 39 of those coming via knockout, 8 losses and 2 draws. Manny Pacquiao has one of the most impressive CVs in the sport of boxing. Just take a look at from 09, Ricky Hatton, all the way up until here. There's so many names: Timothy Bradley, Manuel Marquez, Shane Mosley, Joshua Clotley, Miguel Cotto, Floyd Mayweather, Jesse Vargas. Like, there's so many names on this list. You know what I'm saying? Let's take a look at Mario Barrios' record. 29 wins, 18 of those coming via knockout, 2 losses and 1 draw on his resume. What do I make of this fight? I don't know, you know. I mean, listen, this is a young man's sport. I asked myself, Manny Pacquiao, why do you want to come back and fight a younger fighter? You know what I mean? Mario Barrios, who is the current champion, the WBC champion. Why? What have you got to prove? You've proven everything throughout your career. So I don't know what to say, but anyways, let me know in the comment section what you guys think, and watch a clip of the president of WBC, Mauricio Suleiman, talk about this.
As of now, Mario Barrios is the WBC champion. So who is he mandated to fight next? Do you have made that decision yet?
Well, at this time, Mario Barrios is going to fight Manny Pacquiao in July. He wants to retire as WBC champion, so he's fighting in the welterweight division.
Why does he come out of retirement and get a WBC title shot in his first fight?
Because it's something that WBC has respected. Sugar Ray Leonard was retired 4 years when he requested to fight Marvin Hagler and defeated Hagler. So we do have that provision in the rules. A legendary champion with the credentials such as Manny Pacquiao. He has been medically cleared, licensed by Nevada, so we have voted in favor to allow that fight to happen.
WBC President Mauricio Suleiman confirmed that all approvals were secured for Pacquiao's title fight. Still, opinions are divided. Some critics argue that the comeback is more about financial incentive than legacy and compare it to Floyd Mayweather's recent exhibition bouts. They worry that Pacquiao is risking his reputation by returning at 46. This debate reflects a broader tension in boxing, how to honor aging legends while also protecting their legacies.